And I don't even know no more. Rolling down the strip in my two-door Chevrolet. And the wheels keep turning. And I don't even know no more. Rolling up the block in my two-tone black and gray. Yeah. And the wheels keep turning. I don't even know no more.
Look, I know it's been a while since I posted this tweet. I know many of y'all have been waiting for it, but it's finally here. How's it going, everybody? I'm SmokeCover13 and welcome back to a NASCAR season recap video. And this time we are doing the 2018 NASCAR Cup Series season. A lot of y'all enjoyed the 2023 season recap I did last season, and I did ask many of y'all, would y'all be interested if I did more season recaps? And many of y'all say yes. So I decided to pick the 2018 season. I know many people may not be a fan of the 2018 season, but I think 2018 season, in my opinion, have underrated stories going on. In that season, we had to deal with the big three with Truex, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch. You'd be surprised who didn't win a cup race that season. I want to talk about it. I want to enlighten the season about it. And maybe, just maybe, it might change your mind about the season entirely. As it wasn't a lot of people's favorite season, I think the season is unappreciated. And showing the pure domination from the other drivers, and then somebody else shows up and spoils the party. It took so long to finish this project. Personal things has gotten in the way where I have to keep delaying the project. It's finally here, and I'm happy to show every single one of y'all, and I really hope y'all enjoy it. This took a very long time to get done, and I really appreciate y'all watching this, and I hope y'all enjoy it. We are kicking off the season with the 60th annual running of the Daytona 500. Chase Elliott and Ricky Stenhouse are side by side for the lead. No one is given an inch as they are side by side and side drafting, but Chase Elliott gets the better advantage. Monster Energy is still sponsoring the Cup Series at this time, so you know Kurt Busch is leading, so that means this race is rigged. Ricky Stenhouse throws a crazy block on Ryan Blaney, almost spins out, and this is before Ricky Stenhouse was known as Ricky Stenhouse, and then the big one has strike. Collecting multiple cars, including 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson, William Byron, Eric Jones, and holy shit, that's actually Ty Dillon. Daniel Suarez in shambles. Kurt Busch wins stage 1. There's going to be a lot of pain throughout this season because of this guy. Eric Jones pops a Xanax. Stage 2 is underway. It's a great battle between Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney for the lead. William Byron in shambles. Ryan Blaney is leading as he has Chase Elliott behind him and Brad Keselowski. Chase Elliott was getting a bump, but he got crossed up and slams into the wall. Casey Kane involved and Danica Patrick. Yeah, Danica Patrick is actually in this race. Her final cup race ended in a wreck. Chase Elliott is okay. Harvick is destroyed. Discount tires going on clearance. Ryan Blaney wins stage 2. Byron blows the tire and goes for a spin. Denny Hamlin is going to take a swig of vodka. Great battle for the lead between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin as they are blocking very aggressively. Hamlin goes to the lead, and Kurt Busch gets turned in front of the field. A lot of cars involved, and unfortunately the 2017 defending Daytona 500 champion Kurt Busch is done. The restart happens with Denny Hamlin and Aric Almirola at the front row. One lap to go is sponsored by Credit One Bank with Aric Almirola leading the field. Aric Almirola has to block very aggressively if he wants to win the 60th annual Daytona 500. Things are getting very heated on the backstretch as Aric Almirola is blocking very aggressively trying to win the Daytona 500.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well.
Rich punk kids!
What
the fuck? I hope your whole family has a nice Christmas! Fuck!
Coming off the final turn at Daytona, Austin Dillon wins the 60th annual running of the Daytona 500. A heartbreaking defeat for Aric Almirola. I apologize, y'all had to relive that moment. We are racing at Atlanta for the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. Kevin Harvick takes the lead away from Kyle Busch. A restart happens on lap 36 and Big Boy Newman is coming through. Kevin Harvick showing his displeasure towards DeWalt Tools and actually goes on to win stage 1, putting Eric Jones a lap down. Kurt Busch got a full head of steam and making some ballsy moves heading into turn 3. Jimmy Johnson lost talent off of turn 2. Keselowski pulls a epic restart. Brad Keselowski goes on to win stage 2. The final stage of the race is underway with Kurt Busch having a great launch. Trevor Bayne is hotboxing in his car. A restart is underway with Kevin Harvick leading the field. Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin are trying to forgive each other after the 2017 season. In dominating fashion, Kevin Harvick goes on to win at Atlanta. We are racing at Las Vegas for the Pennzoil 400. A Pennzoil sponsored race car is leading this race, so this race is rigged. A great battle for the 10th spot. Mrucz Jr. is trying to hunt down Kevin Harvick. One sexy paint scheme, the one and only Bad Brad, the Outlaw. Kevin Harvick wins stage 1. Stage 2 is underway. This sexy camera angle. Kyle Busch is going through the field like a maniac. Kevin Harvick goes on to win stage 2. The final stage is underway, and we also have 2 of the Pennzoil cars together, so this race is definitely rigged. Jamie McMurray blows a tire and hits the wall. Another restart is underway with Logano and Truex at the front. I have to admit, this is one of the weirdest crashes I've ever seen. Like, Kurt Busch's car was just carrying too much speed, and the car started plowing tight, and Chase Elliott and Kurt Busch collided. Chase Elliott is hotboxing and pissed off. Another sexy camera angle as Kyle Larson almost got turned by Brad Keselowski. A Pennzoil car is not leading this race, so this race is not rigged right now. This epic battle between Logano and Truex. This great battle between Penske teammates. Jimmy Johnson in shambles. Again, in dominating fashion, Kevin Harvick goes back-to-back and wins at Las Vegas. Kevin Harvick gets penalized for his rear windshield. We are racing at Phoenix for the Ticket Guardian 500. Mrucz Jr. takes the lead, but Kyle Larson is fighting back. I have to admit, this is one sexy camera angle, but now Kyle Larson just takes the lead away from Truex. Well, hello, Denny. Kyle Busch goes on to win stage 1. Stage 2 is underway with Kyle Busch leading. This crew guy is jacking off. Larson spins because his Credit One bank card is canceled. Kurt Busch goes on to win stage 2. Stage 3 is underway. Kevin Harvick takes the lead away from Kyle Busch. I am totally hard for Menard. Restart happens and William Byron is leading the race. Big Boy Newman is driving like a maniac. And going 3 in a row, Kevin Harvick goes on to win at Phoenix. We are racing at Fontana, known as the Auto Club 400. I'm gonna be honest, this sucks because this track no longer exists. Mrucz Jr. is leading the race. I really miss this 3-wide action at Auto Club. I kid you not, I totally forgot DC Solar sponsor Larson in this season. This is one of the oddest things that happened in 2018. I don't know what Kevin Harvick was trying to accomplish. I guess he's trying to win the dick measuring contest here. I mean, he just came down on Kyle Larson like he wasn't even there. And I honestly can't blame Tim Fuda on this one. I gotta put this on Harvick this time. And it's perfect to insert this meme.
Yo, ay, ay, I got speed, bitch. Yo, ay, run around town on the motherfucking GPZ, bitch. Ay.
Truex has hunted down Logano for the lead, and I gotta tell you this is some epic foreshadowing. Truex does get by Logano. We have some 3-wide action. And at this time, Jimmy Johnson Lowe's for Pro's paint scheme really grew on me. Mrucz Jr. goes on to win the stage. I'm gonna miss this camera angle at this track, especially this one and this one. We have teammates battling for a spot, and Mrucz Jr. crosses the finish line and wins at Auto Club. The beautiful sunshine on Monday, we are racing at Martinsville for the STP 500. Truex is leading the field. Bubba Wallace is having issues. When you watch a race at Martinsville, it's always fun watching the leaders trying to get through traffic. And shit like this happens. Denny Hamlin holds off Keselowski and wins stage 1. Stage 2 is underway. Epic foreshadowing that takes place in the year of 2023. Ryan Blaney is the leader. Impact Gun fucking dies. Ryan Blaney goes on to win stage 2. Final stage is underway. The Benedetto has left front damage. I honestly can't believe it in this race. Clint Bowyer takes the lead away from Ryan Blaney. Toyotas get together. If you remember, these two actually were battling very aggressively in this race. Jamie McMurray fucking dies. Austin Dillon thought this was the Daytona 500 again. Clint Bowyer gets a heck of a restart. Epic foreshadowing for 2019. At this same track. Get ready because beer is going to shower all over that number 14 car because Clint Bowyer has won at Martinsville. We are racing at Texas for the O'Reilly's Auto Parts 500. We have teammates battling for the lead. Kurt Busch goes up the banking and loses a good amount of track position. Kurt Busch is sad. Alex Bowman gets penetrated by Austin Dillon. Hard for Menard. Don't worry, Nationwide is on your side. Restart takes place with teammates at the front row. Bowyer almost lost it and almost hit Denny Hamlin because he hates FedEx. Truex blows a tire and the wall jumped in front of him. With a restart like that, Kyle Busch drives away. Oh my god, it's Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson blows a tire and the wall jumped in front of him. We got a restart with the Busch brothers at the front. Kyle Busch retakes the lead away from Kurt Busch. On the restart, Kyle Busch on the bottom gets really loose and saves the car. Entering turn 3, Almirola and Denny Hamlin make contact and Hamlin goes for a spin. The 2 and the 48 had nowhere to go. I really feel bad for Jimmy Johnson fans because this is depressing.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Denny Hamlin is done for the day. During this highlight, they replayed the crash a lot. Restart takes place with Eric Jones and Chase Elliott at the front. This sexy camera angle. So is this one. Eric Jones stopped Kurt Busch for bullying his younger brother, Samantha Busch. Kyle Busch goes on to win Texas. One of my favorite races of the season, we are racing at Bristol for the Food City 500. Love that McDonald's paint scheme. Kyle Busch is leading the race. Team Penske versus Alex Bowman. Logano getting close and personal. Chase Elliott and Michael McDowell goes around in front of the pack as everybody is slowing up, but Truex just wants to join the crash. Restart happens and Blaney gets a good launch and takes the lead. Paul Menard is hard for Logano. Dat Jones boy. Blaney is running really good. I hope he wins this race. Ryan Blaney fucking dies. I know this is really heartbreaking, but Ryan Blaney had like the best car in this entire race. Mick Murray in shambles. I don't know what was going on. I think Trevor Bain's spotter told him he was clear, but the 37 had a huge run on him. Just want to let everybody know that Adderall is bad. A restart takes place with Keselowski and Clint Bowyer. Brad Keselowski wins stage 1. With a restart like that, Kyle Larson is making a statement that McDonald's is the #1 fast food chain in the world. Almirola jump scare. Both of these guys are Brickyard 400 winners. Brad is telling Kyle Larson that McDonald's suck. Brad Keselowski goes on to win stage 2. Final stage is underway. Hey, Jimmy Johnson is back to his old self again. Jimmy Johnson looks like the Intimidator in this camera angle. And good old 7-time is right where he belongs. Sorry everyone, false alarm. Kyle Larson takes the lead away from Keselowski. Ryan Newman is telling Kyle Larson he hates McDonald's. This was a really good save by Kyle Larson and everybody avoided him. Front row teammate restart. Bubba Wallace takes the lead away from Keselowski. Epic foreshadowing that occurs 2 years later between these two. Bump and run from Kyle Busch and takes the lead away from Kyle Larson. The Kyle Larson choking memes are back. Kyle Busch wins the Food City 500 at Bristol. We're racing at Richmond for the Toyota Owners 400. Truex Jr. is in control of the field. Logano forgot there was a turn there. Logano gets around Truex for the lead. Joey Logano wins stage 1. Stage 2 is underway. Kurt Busch is the leader. Clint Bowyer is the leader. Almirola wants to send Bowyer to the Shadow Realm. Joey Logano wins stage 2. Final stage is underway. We have a teammate battle. What the actual fuck is going on here? I don't know what was Ricky's intention, but he could have just held the brake, but luckily he didn't get plowed by Keselowski. Ryan Blaney is hotboxing in the car. Stenhouse is going to put Roush Fenway in debt. Oh yeah, I forgot Toyota is sponsoring this race, and a Toyota is leading this race, so this race is rigged. Hashtag vote for the captain. Chase Elliott giving Brad Keselowski a love tap. Ryan Newman is smoking a joint in his car. So the 41 thought he was clear, but he wasn't, and the 1 was there, the 31 gets into the 1, but something else does happen. I don't understand why McMurray is mad at Larson. Larson didn't do shit.
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
And I don't want you to go to bed. No, I don't wanna go to bed. And I don't want you to go to bed.
Back to our regular scheduled program, and Kyle Busch is leading the race. David Ragan goes in the fence. Kyle Busch gets a great restart as Denny Hamlin doesn't get going, cause him stack up, and Kyle Busch goes on to win Richmond. We're racing at Talladega for the Geico 500. Kevin Harvick is leading the field. Ricky Stenhouse backs out and says, fuck this shit, I'm out. Kurt Busch is leading the field. Kurt Busch wins stage 1. Big One strikes on the backstretch, collecting Eric Jones, both of the Chip Ganassi cars, gets Martrex Jr. and Trevor Bayne. Chase Elliott throws a huge block on Kyle Busch, hard for Menard. And Paul Menard goes on to win stage 2. Can you believe it? Final stage is underway. Stenhouse is trying to win the same race a year ago. Johnson gets loosey-goosey and a big one strikes. If you ever paid attention, Brad Keselowski just runs in the back of Brian Blaney. I kid you not. That will definitely buff out. Just a little bare bond will fix it. William Byron showing his displeasure towards Lowe's. Restart takes place with Logano having a great launch. I remember this race being frustrating because everybody waited on the final lap till they make a move. Joey Logano goes on to win Talladega. We're racing at Dover for the AAA 400 Drive for Autism. Truex and Kevin Harvick are neck and neck for the lead. Kevin Harvick takes the lead. McDowell goes for a spin. Bowman the showman is leading the field. Landon Castle is showing what Starcom is all about. Harvick wins stage 1. Denny Hamlin runs out of fuel. Stage 2 is underway. Jimmy Johnson is telling everyone he's still the king at Dover. Won Dover 11 times, so basically Miles the Monster is still his bitch. Kevin Harvick goes on to win stage 2. This sexy camera angle. Jimmy showing his Johnson to Ryan Blaney. Harvick gets around Boyer and takes the lead away from him. Kevin Harvick goes on to win Dover. We are racing at Kansas for the KC Masterpiece 400. Kevin Harvick is leading the race, but Kyle Busch is there. Look at this racing action. Harvick and Blaney are having a great battle for the lead. Ryan Blaney goes on to win stage 1. Kyle Larson uses jet fuel to get around both Toyota guys. Teammates battling for position. Kyle Larson goes on to win stage 2. Blaney is touching Larson's rear. Logano and Kyle Busch are trying to patch things up. Suarez gets loose and Alex Bowman is just an innocent victim. Bowman's favorite fireworks is snakes and sparklers. Larson and Harvick are battling very aggressive for the lead. Larson and Blaney were racing very aggressive on the straightaway, but all of a sudden they get together and Blaney is pissed off and pretty much ruined his race. I understand racing very aggressively, but Blaney did not give a shit at all in this situation.
A, B, C, D, E, fuck you and your mom and your sister and your job and your broke-ass car and that shit you call art. Fuck you and your friends that I'll never see again.
Damn, everyone's got beef with Larson. Look at that Jones boy making it 3 wide on this restart. That is freaking sexy. Byron fucking dies. One of the hardest crashes I've ever seen, and then Ryan Newman is checking out Byron's undercarriage. It's great to see Byron walk out of his own power. That was a really hard hit. Restart takes place with Truex and Logano at the front, but remember when Logano pulled this block on somebody? At this moment, this is when Denny Hamlin calls out Kyle Larson's rear windshield is pushed in. Kevin Harvick is hunting down Truex for the lead. Just as simple as that, Kevin Harvick with the momentum gets a great run on the high side and passes Truex for the lead. With that pass, Kevin Harvick goes on to win Kansas. Chase Elliott is telling Ricky Stenhouse that Sonny D sucks ass. Time to race for $1 million. It's the All-Star race at Charlotte. They're running a different package for this race, but let me tell you something about that Matt Kenseth throwback to Mark Martin. Kevin Harvick pushing Stenhouse to the lead. And this is basically like watching a Daytona Talladega race, especially how Stenhouse is going back and forth, blocking each lane. And this is all happening on a 1.5 mile track. And I have to say, everybody gets like a huge run in this package. It's basically like watching a GTA race. I just want to remind y'all, this is all happening on lap 2. I have to say, when Kurt Busch went around, the transition from the smoke and you see the yellow wall is pretty impeccable. I don't know why, but that chrome is so hot. I mean, look at the run what Kyle Busch gets on Truex. It's basically like the drafting from GTA. I mean, look, Kyle Busch even takes the lead away too. Like, we were literally about to get 4 wide in this race. Alex Bowman is trying to teach all the drivers how to drift. Big boy Newman showing up to the party. I mean, technically we did go 4 wide, but you know, it ended in disaster. I don't know, I actually understand why Logano was pissed off because Larson still kept coming up the track and then Logano sent him to the Shadow Realm. Coming off the final corner, Kevin Harvick goes and wins the All-Star race and puts $1 million in his pocket. We are racing in Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. Kyle Busch and Joey Logano are racing side by side for the lead. Logano takes the lead. Austin Dillon's tire goes down and hits the wall. Harvick also blows a tire and goes into the wall. This great battle between Truex and Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Busch wins stage 1. Stage 2 is underway. This sexy camera angle. Jimmy Johnson is auditioning for Fast and Furious. And what a close call by Joey Logano almost hitting Jimmy Johnson. Logano definitely shit his britches. Big boy Newman. Kyle Busch goes on to win stage 2. Kyle Larson goes for a wild slide in the middle of 2. The car control on Kyle Larson is freaking unbelievable. If it was somebody else, more than likely they would have hit the inside wall. I'm just saying. Ryan Blaney forgot the stove was on. This part looks like you see some shit from Terminator. Kyle Busch wins stage 3. He is so fast he even left the frame in this part. In dominating fashion and winning all the stages in this race, Kyle Busch goes on to win the Coca-Cola 600. We're racing at Pocono Raceway for the Pocono 400. One of the coolest camera shots ever. I mean, holy shit, look how they fan out. That is scary. Do you get aroused when you see this sexy camera angle like this one? I gotta admit, the first time I went to this track and the way they enter the corner like this, it is freaking impressive. I forgot to mention that Ryan Blaney is leading this race, and look at this, we got Kyle Busch passing Truex. How about that? And we got good old 7-time battling position with Denny Hamlin. I see a 3-time Daytona 500 winner and 2 NASCAR Cup Series champions. Jimmy Johnson got a full steam ahead in passing Joey Logano. 2 NASCAR Cup Series champions right here, folks. MTJ wins stage 1. Harvick pushing Kyle. Wait a minute, that is Clint Bowyer. What in the fuck is going on? Hello, Kyle Larson. Look at everyone just racing in a train. Kevin Harvick wins stage 2. Look at this, we're about to have 3 wide racing at Pocono. I love that. And Larson shoots out like a cannon. Chase Elliott almost sends Alex Bowman to the Shadow Realm. Look at this, Dill Sr., Jr., and Jimmy Johnson racing together. Hard for Menard is making some ballsy moves. Kyle Larson showing his displeasure towards Starcom. We're like 5 wide in this frame. Denny Hamlin is telling Alex Bowman he's not a nationwide guy, so he just decides to get into him. Joel Logano showing his displeasure towards DeWalt Tools, so he got into Eric Jones on this restart. The battle between Truex and Kyle Larson throughout this race is underrated. Like, these two were going at it, blocking very aggressively. It was pretty interesting to watch. Jimmy showing his Johnson to Brad Keselowski and Eric Almirola. And just like that, Martrex Jr. goes on to win Pocono. We're racing at Michigan for the Fires Keeper Casino 400. Damn, that's a lot of Fords at the front. We're in Motor City, so it does make a lot of sense, but now we got Kurt Busch leading the field. This ballsy restart. We are racing 4 wide, heading into 3. Bubba Wallace and David Reagan are spinning as David Reagan has ass into the wall. And luckily, nobody else didn't plow into Bubba Wallace or David Reagan while they're sliding down the track. David Reagan is fucked. We all know Kyle Busch can't stand Joey Logano. Now, I think everybody understands the reason why people don't like Joey Logano. This was almost a disaster because Brad Keselowski would have got so loose and hit the 4 car and definitely create a huge wreck. Ryan Blaney goes on to win stage 1. On this restart, Kasey Kahne does an awesome move and takes the lead. Daniel Suarez go for a wild spin off of 4 and actually gets into the grass. Suarez is hard for Menard. Harvick takes the lead away from Kasey Kahne on this restart. Kyle Larson goes for a wild slide and goes into the grass. Kyle Larson thinks he has won in Michigan again. Kevin Harvick is hard for Menard. Kevin Harvick goes on to win stage 2. Final stage is underway with teammates starting on the front row. With the momentum on the high side, Clint Bowyer takes the lead away from Kevin Harvick. Wood Brothers versus Team Penske. Big Busch versus Little Busch. Ricky Stenhouse goes for a spin and brings out the caution. Everyone got tired during the race, so they stopped racing, but never mind, the rain has concluded this race and Clint Bowyer goes on to win Michigan. We're back in California, but this time we are road course racing for the Toyota, the Save Mark Company 350. Kyle Larson is leading the field. All the cars going through the S's and slithering like a snake, and it is freaking awesome. AJ Allmendinger does what's best. Bubba Burgers. He has no slouch to road courses. AJ wins stage 1. AJ detonates the engine. Look how comfortable Truex looks in the in-car camera. AJ in shambles. Denny Hamlin. Jamie McMurray in the garage. Denny Hamlin wins stage 2. Final stage is underway with Kevin Harvick leading. Logano is showing Suarez his Joey. What's interesting about this race, it was between Truex and Harvick battling for the win. This is known as one of the trickeries of strategy, and Truex was going to pit, but they faked it, and then Harvick pitted. Truex stayed out a little bit longer, and then Truex was pitting and got fresh tires and caught up to Harvick and passed him for the lead. It sure did pay off because Truex goes on to win Sonoma. We are racing at Chicagoland for the Overtons 400. Blaney is hard for Menard. Chase Elliott is also hard for Menard. Even Kurt Busch is hard for Menard too. Clint Bowyer is also, you know what, I'm just gonna stop right there. There are 3 Daytona 500 winners and 1 Jones boy. Kyle Larson is riding the wall like he's hooked on meth. Jimmy Johnson getting terrified by the Smithfield car. Eric Almirola wins stage 1. Kevin Harvick races Kurt Busch very aggressive for the final lap of stage 2 and Harvick wins it. I remember Harvick giving Kurt Busch a thumbs up, but Kurt Busch was pissed. What's really impressive about this race is just watching Kyle Larson riding the wall. Just watching Larson hunting down Kyle Busch for the lead is just incredible. And when Larson was driving the 42 car, he always gets into the fence every time he does the wall ride. Kyle Busch gets into heavy lap traffic. Kyle Larson is hauling ass with 2 to go.
2, Kyle Busch, and here comes Larson. Larson to the bottom of the track.
Slide job.
Trying to take the lead away.
Slide job. Almost.
The momentum. The 18. They make contact. The 18 into the wall. They're side by side again. Going into 3 for the lead. Larson has the advantage. Here comes the 18. He puts the bumper to the back of him. The 18 into the wall. The 42 sideways.
Where's Harvick?
Here comes the 18. Kyle Busch will win.
I don't care what anybody thinks about that finish. That finish was freaking amazing, and congrats to Kyle Busch on that, and Kyle Larson putting on an amazing show. We're racing at Daytona for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. You know where this is going. Chase Elliott is leading the field at Daytona. If a tornado doesn't look like it's moving, you better run because it's coming towards you. Before he earned his nickname, Ricky Stenhouse wins stage 1 at Daytona. William Byron is leading the field. That's a lot of beautiful cars. It would be a shame if something happened to it.
Fuck you say to me, you little shit!
That was really bad.
Oh, no. No.
After all that destruction that Ricky Stenhouse has caused, he actually goes on and wins stage 2. I can't believe that actually happened in this race. 3 cars get together, including, oh man, look at Jimmy Johnson sliding. When Jimmy avoids a crash, he still gets involved somehow. If you ever seen that horror movie called Tire, this is the vibe I'm getting it from. Almirola's trying to figure out where his tire went. We're in NASCAR overtime with Truex getting a push from Eric Jones. Before they got to the start-finish line, Clint Bowyer gets turned around and the big one strikes again in the tri-oval. Jimmy Johnson had a eventful night for sure. Eric Jones goes on to win his first Cup Series race at Daytona. We are racing at Kentucky for the Quaker State 400 presented by Walmart. Truex and that Jones boy are having a great battle for the lead. Teammates battling for position. Everyone will not forget what happened at Daytona last week. Jamie McMurray telling Ricky Stenhouse to fuck off. Stenhouse has another tire problem. Johnson is a lap down and in shambles. Alex Bowman decides he wants to go ahead and paint the Kentucky wall. As dominant as Truex has been at Kentucky, he comes back and takes the lead away from Brad Keselowski. And like I said, in dominating fashion, Martrex Jr. goes on and wins Kentucky. We are racing at New Hampshire for the Foxwood Resort Casino 301. Kurt Busch versus Martrex Jr. for the lead. 00 spins and hits the wall. Monster Energy. Stenhouse wants to ruin the leader's day. Caution for debris. Martrex Jr. goes on and wins stage 1. This sexy camera angle. Epic foreshadowing. Kurt Busch is protecting his little brother from the closer. Hello Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott and Martrex Jr. are battling for the lead. Monster Energy versus Smithfield.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Whatever bullshit that looks like you!
Clint Bowyer slides into the wall. Kevin Harvick wants some of Kyle Busch's M&Ms. They call him the closer for a reason, and Harvick shucks Kyle Busch out of the way. What an impressive move, and Kevin Harvick goes on to win at New Hampshire. We're back racing at the Tricky Triangle for the Gander Outdoors 400. Daniel Suarez taking the lead away from Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin are neck and neck for the lead, but Chase Elliott gets a huge run on the backstretch and takes the lead. And Chase Elliott goes on to win Stage 1. Stage 2 is underway with Eric Jones and Truex starting at the front. As many of you think, Truex is dominating this race, but no, Kevin Harvick is actually leading this time, and he actually goes on to win Stage 2. Final stage begins. This is one of the huge reasons why I love Pocono. Look how they fan out like that. Jamie McMurray gets out of the group, but William Byron is the leader. Totally forgot Byron run this scheme, but man, look at that sexy camera angle. Keselowski used Intimidation on Johnson. Jimmy Johnson uses Intimidation on Brad Keselowski, blows a tire, and hits the fence. Keselowski's car looks like a Ford Focus. The Candyman is leading the race. This is when Alex Bowman drove the Philadelphia Eagle color because they won the Super Bowl that year. Even though Dale Jr. was supposed to run that paint scheme in 2017, but they declined to do so because they didn't win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And doing this part, I don't even know if Bowman is a football fan. Bubba Wallace loses his brakes, goes into the grass trying to slow down, and slams into the wall. He is okay after the crash. Eric Almirola thinks he has won at Pocono. In overtime, Kyle Busch goes on to win Pocono. We're racing at Watkins Glen for the GoBowling.com at the Glen. Get your balls polished because this is going to be a good one. Heading into turn 1, we're already making this shit 3 wide with Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch battling for the lead. They're already racing so aggressive in the beginning of this race, like nobody was letting up. Hamlin already locking up, and then you got the 18 and you got Chase Elliott in the battle. Like, these three were going at it pretty damn hard in this entire run. And Mark Truex Jr. just got by Chase Elliott and joined in the battle with these Toyotas. Logano's controller fucking dies. This is a prototype run for the Cup cars to run dirt in 2021.
Nice car.
Minty M&Ms. Mark Truex Jr. wins Stage 1. Chase Elliott goes on and takes the lead away from the Candyman. Chase Elliott with an incredible run goes on to win Stage 2. De Benedetto on a smoke break. Do you love it when race cars go through the S's and maneuver like a snake around this place? It is so cool. 1 to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Yes, it's finally gonna happen. Chase Elliott's gonna get his first career win. I cannot believe it. And he fucking chokes it away. But this is gonna be another Mark Truex Jr. win. Congratulations. Wait, what the fuck is going on? What a recovery by Chase Elliott taking the lead back. And what's this? Mark Truex Jr. runs out of gas and Chase Elliott can just cruise to his first Cup career win?
Opinion about this new car. But to keep it unbiased, we removed all the badging and all the logos, so you won't know what brand it is. So go ahead and take some time.
It's a Chevy Malibu.
I just pulled a Fox thing. I'm going to hell for that. Off the final corner, Chase Elliott goes on to win Watkins Glen for its very first NASCAR Cup Series win. We are back at Michigan racing for the Consumers Energy 400. Look at Big Boy Newman making a huge pass on the outside as Denny Hamlin is the leader. The speed they are running is pretty wicked. That Jones boy gets loose off of 4 and clips the grass. Kevin Harvick goes on and wins Stage 1. Can you believe it? Jimmy Johnson is leading this race. Kyle is showing Johnson his bush. Denny Hamlin making a ballsy move to make it 3 wide, but it doesn't work out because Kyle Busch still takes the lead. Newman goes for a spin. Harvick takes the lead away from Mark Truex Jr. Look at Kyle Larson going through the middle between 2 Penske drivers. Isn't that amazing? Ty Dillon hits a piece of debris and it completely disintegrated and destroys his race car. That was unfortunate. Glad he was okay. Austin Dillon in shambles. Kevin Harvick goes on and wins Michigan. We're back at Bristol for the Bass Pro Shop night race, and I have to say this is one of the best Bristol night races ever. Kyle Larson leading the field. Hard for Menard is getting by Chase Elliott. Kyle Busch wants to play Candy Crush with everyone, and everyone pretty much piles into him. Even the last place car is involved in this wreck. Bubba Wallace is destroyed. AJ is destroyed. Kyle Busch is proud of himself because he's got the highest score in Candy Crush. Starcom in shambles. Blaney is telling Kyle Busch Candy Crush sucks. This sexy camera angle, I gotta tell you, no matter what, that had to fucking hurt. Kyle Busch got hit in the door so hard they replayed this like 4 times. Harvick challenging Kyle Larson for the lead. Blaney takes the lead away from Larson. Lap traffic comes to play and Harvick and Blaney are battling for the final lap of Stage 1 and Blaney takes it. Kyle Busch is going through the field very fast because he ain't got no rear bumper. I don't remember them using this camera angle again. And they use this camera angle for multiple laps, which it was pretty cool. These cars are so beautiful when they shine at night. Kyle Busch misjudged it and hits Mark Truex Jr. and Truex hits the inside wall, comes back on track and hits the 7 of JJ Yeley. This was a complete accident, and I know it's not intentional or anything, but what's crazy about this whole situation, Kyle Busch actually was threatened after this race.
Ouch! Motherfucker, you been a dick!
Never understand the reason why Jimmy Johnson came down on Chris Buescher. And even Jimmy Johnson does the same thing, squeezes Chris Buescher again. And no matter what, even when Kyle Busch had the flat tire, imagine he actually win this race because half of the weight is missing from his race car. Off of 4 for the final time, Kurt Busch goes on and wins the Bristol night race. We're racing at Darlington Raceway for the Bojangles Southern 500. Seeing throwbacks on these race cars is just so damn special. Denny Hamlin is leading the race. Kyle Larson takes the lead away from Denny Hamlin and is in the middle of lap traffic. Larson is putting Jeff Gordon William Byron a lap down. Austin Dillon thinks he's Dale Sr. Look, I understand blocking, trying to be on the leading lap, but good lord, that was almost a disaster. Kyle Larson goes on to win stage 1. I'm gonna ask you this question, do you get aroused when you see sexy camera angles like this one? Because I don't. Kurt Busch running his 2003 throwback, only wishing that Ricky Craven was racing. There is a lot of beautiful throwbacks in this race. I mean, look at that. Beautiful looking throwbacks right there. After 100 some laps, Larson finally put Austin Dillon a lap down and win stage 2. Man, beautiful throwbacks getting destroyed really hurts my feelings, but Jesus, man, Ryan Newman got ran the fuck over. After that caution, Brad Keselowski is in the lead.
Brad Keselowski won this race.
We're racing at Indy for the Big Machine Vodka 400 at the Brickyard presented by Florida Georgia Line.
Damn, let me get my shit off her. Damn!
The fuck is with NASCAR having long ass names for sponsorship? Good lord. Kyle Busch is leading the field with Kevin Harvick trailing in second. We have teammates battling for a spot. When we go to the Brickyard in the summer, I really hope we see this kind of action because this was a beautiful sight to see. In that beautiful number 14 Mobil 1 car, Clint Bowyer wins stage 1. Bubba Wallace saved his car, but David Starr had ARCA brakes in his car. You will not believe who I'm going to tell you who's going to win stage 2. It's Matt Kenseth. Jeffrey Earnhardt takes Landon Castle to the Shadow Realm. As fast as they're going around this track, if you hit that wall, it's definitely going to ring your bell. Brad Keselowski is using intimidation on Denny Hamlin. Holy shit, it actually worked. It's Hamlin versus Brad Keselowski. Who is going to win the Brickyard 400? Brad Keselowski used intimidation again and ruffles up Hamlin. And look at this, that Jones boy. And going back to back, Brad Keselowski wins the Brickyard 400. We're racing at Las Vegas for the South Point Hotel and Casino 400. Joey Logano challenging Eric Jones for the lead. First race for the round of 16, nobody's gonna let off. That Valvoline scheme is sexy. Coming off of 4, Mark Truex Jr. gonna win stage 1. What the fuck is going on? Championship implications for Kevin Harvick. No, not Eric Jones. I have to say, Eric Jones had an up and down season, but this really sucked because this was the first race for the round of 16. At first, I thought Brad Keselowski was blowing up while going 200 into the corner. And look at this, Jimmy Johnson showing his mojo again. Brad Keselowski goes on and wins stage 2. McMurray blows a tire entering turn 3 and Chase Elliott had nowhere to go, ending both of their days. Truex is on a hunt. Kyle Busch is telling everyone the grass is fine. Denny Hamlin took that seriously. We're taking this 3 wide for second place. AJ saw a bug on Ricky Stenhouse's bumper and decided to take care of it for him. One of the benefits being sponsored by Sunny D is you just get free Sunny D, you just gotta add the vodka to it. With 2 to go, teammates are battling for the lead. Teammates at Front Row Motorsports caused this crash and Kurt Busch had nowhere to go. I tell you what, a lot of playoff contenders in this race been taken out. Keselowski goes 3 in a row and wins at Las Vegas. Second race for the round of 16, we're racing at Richmond for the Federated Auto Parts 400. Harvick is leading the race. Denny Hamlin goes up the racetrack. Suarez is getting a little close and personal with Clint Bowyer. I have no words for this situation. I don't know what was going through Ricky Stenhouse's thought process, but no matter what, it looked like Denny Hamlin just came down on him, so I mean, shit happens. Truex goes on to win stage 1. Nothing really happens in stage 2, but Truex wins stage 2. Championship implications, we have Mark Truex Jr. overheating and because he is pissed off. Clyde Elliott is leading this race. Brad Keselowski is using intimidation on Chase Elliott. I know they're competitors behind the wheel, but I wonder if they're actually good friends. And during this race, these two have been battling for a good while. Punching his ticket to the next round, Kyle Busch goes on and sweeps Richmond. Final race for the round of 16 and also the first time ever running running the Roval race for the Bank of America Roval 400. This camera shot needs an award. Kurt Busch is leading in the inaugural Roval race. I know some people don't like the Roval, but personally I like the Roval, and also I was at this race. I actually won a ticket giveaway by Raw Gator, so I appreciate it. You sexy motherfucker. Kyle Larson is hunting down Kurt Busch for the lead. Barrett wants to meet the barrier. Damn, look at those sexy paint schemes going around this track. You're probably wondering, did this happen in a multi-universe? No, this happened in the same race. Just one of the cars is different. Keselowski is smoking a never mind, he has a massive tire rub. Kyle Larson did win stage 1, now Brian Blaney wins stage 2. Austin Dillon tried to wave to the crowd, but it didn't go so well. Y'all been waiting for this part for a very long time, so here it is. Pull those belts tight, cause you're in for a ride.
Everybody down, coming around, coming around, coming around. Everybody down, everybody down, everybody, I need everybody down, everybody down, everybody down, coming around, coming around, everybody down, everybody down, every single brother right now.
Don't worry, that will buff out. Jimmy Johnson is hunting down Truex for the lead. Now, once we get to this part, I know this is gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings.
Corner! Here they come through the final banked curve at the Charlotte Roval. Now he goes to the inside. Here comes Jimmy Johnson.
Oh!
Locks the brakes up.
Oh, he's
and he's going to slide. He slides through the middle. Truex gets tagged. Now it'll be a fight for the finish line. Ryan Blaney in the 12 will win.
You're here! There's nothing up here!
We're racing at Dover for the Gander Outdoors 400 and the start of the round of 12. Kyle Busch is leading the race, but he's getting pressured by Kevin Harvick. Chase Elliott and Truex are having a great battle for position. I feel bad for Jimmy fans. He had an issue before the race started. Kevin Harvick wins stage 1. Kevin Harvick goes on to win stage 2. Kyle Busch in shambles because he gets a speeding penalty. Clint Bowyer hits the wall very hard with 8 to go, so this changes everything. Restart taking place with Chase Elliott leading. I know Eric Almirola is trying to make a move, but there was a car there and there was a wall there, so chaos actually happened at Dover and the big one strikes. And during that whole situation, Bowman and Keselowski were just innocent bystanders. Bowman is mowing Dover's grass. I do feel bad for Eric Almirola. I really know he wanted that one. We're racing in overtime and Chase Elliott's leading. Coming off a 4 for the final time, Chase Elliott crosses the line and win at the Monster Mile. We're back racing at Talladega for the 1000bulbs.com 500. Now before I get any further about this race, I just want to let everybody know this is what you call perfect execution with teammates. And trust me, you'll understand why. Kurt Busch gets down in front of his teammate Clint Bowyer. All 4 cars for SHR are running 1 through 4 on the very bottom. I forgot that Chase Elliott is running the Napa Night Vision paint scheme because this literally created the infamous moth meme. The car is also painted, so that's a huge plus. All 4 of the SHR cars finished 1, 2, 3, and 4 for stage 1 with Kurt Busch winning. Blaney is leading the field as Jimmy Johnson comes around and spins and he actually saves it. Holy shit. I can't believe he actually saved it, and he's still sliding and he still hits the wall. Look, I'm not gonna put the sad music on. Kevin Harvick goes on to win stage 2 with his teammates running 1 through 4. Things are a little different at the front with Keselowski leading the race. McMurray is literally hard for Menard. Look at this beautiful 3-wide racing. All 4 of the SHR cars are running 1 through 4. Championship implications for Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman just gets arrow loose and just hits the 20 and just slides up into the fence, and the 23 had nowhere to go. During the caution, a lot of people had to run the apron to try to save fuel. Some were not so lucky, like Harvick and Blaney. It's anybody's ball game, and Matt DiBenedetto just ate shit. And honestly, I was kind of surprised with all the debris and Chase Elliott spinning and wrecking and everybody is just involved. I mean, look, there's pieces everywhere. And then Chase Elliott slides into the grass sideways. This is all happening happening on the final lap with Kurt Busch leading and his teammate behind him, Eric Almirola. Kurt Busch runs out of gas and Eric Almirola is passing him for the lead. With that pass, Eric Almirola goes on and wins Talladega and advances to the round of 8. Final race for the round of 12, we're racing at Kansas for the Hollywood Casino 400. Logano is leading the field. Look how dusty the track is. Suarez goes into the wall and Bowman had nowhere to go. William Byron hitting the bong in the car. Bubba hitting his old tires in his own pit stall. He even gets a tire rub too. Harvick goes on and wins the first and second stage. Harvick had the best car in the entire race, but a speeding penalty is what cost him. You know what? This is when McDonald's did awesome promotions. Kyle Busch is hauling ass trying to catch Chase Elliott. Coming off a Ford, Chase Elliott punches his ticket to the round of 8 and wins Kansas. First race for the round of 8, we're racing at Martinsville for the first Data 500. Kyle Busch is leading the field. Eric Almirola jump scare. Denny Hamlin wins stage 1. I only see a 7-time champion in this frame. Brad Keselowski helping his teammate trying to win this thing. Kyle Busch is getting a lot of pressure from Mrucz Jr. Now it's Toyotas versus Team Penske. Truex is ruining Keselowski's parade. This is an underrated battle between these two. Look how hard they're racing each other. Truex is known as a clean driver, and then you got Logano. Everybody calls him a dirty driver, but these guys are going at it, and I love this. Truex was able to get ahead of Logano for a little bit coming to the final lap. Truex was able to clear Logano. Joe Logano puts the bumper to the back of Truex. Truex go up high, and then Logano fucking sends it and gets Truex sideways. And at the line, Logano takes it with Hamlin taking second away from Truex.
May won the battle, but he ain't win the damn war.
That's it?
That's it.
So he's not going to get there. You're not going to win the championship.
He ain't.
How do you retaliate?
I'm just not going to let him win it. I'm going to win it.
We're back racing at Texas for the AAA Texas 500. Blaney is leading. Boyer gets loose. Body slams Hamlin. Hamlin's day started off terrible already. Kyle Busch having a huge run and gets by Chase Elliott. Kevin Harvick wins stage 1. Luckily, Byron just spun. Nobody involved. Why are they painting on Johnson? Everything looks pretty fine right here. And yeah. Not again. Clint Boyer in shambles. I gotta admit, this was really random. Kevin Harvick goes and takes stage 2. Harvick takes the lead away from Joey Logano. Matt DiBenedetto is not having a great time. So AJ and Joey Gase gets together, but all of a sudden Daniel Suarez starts spinning. They didn't show a good replay of Suarez's front damage, but I assume he hit the inside wall. Heck of a season what Kevin Harvick is having, and he goes on to win Texas.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Harvick gets hit with a penalty, and he's not locked into the Final Four. One race to go before the championship race. We're racing at Phoenix for the Can-Am 500. Kevin Harvick in the lead while everybody is going 3 and 4 wide. Harvick gets real loose, and Chase Elliott takes the lead away from him. Championship implications as Kevin Harvick has a tire down. If Logano didn't advance to the championship round, this would definitely end his championship hopes. Kurt Busch had to serve a penalty. Look how everybody is fanning out. We're like 4 or 5 wide and 6 wide. Chase Elliott won stage 1, now Kyle Busch wins stage 2. It was kind of weird because I have no idea what Denny Hamlin was trying to accomplish. He just basically squeezed Kurt Busch into the wall, and Chase Elliott was just innocent victim in this. Don't know if the spotter cleared him or he cleared himself or just got loose on the bottom. And unfortunately, it did ruin Kurt Busch's day. And when Kurt Busch got into the wall, he basically turned dead left into Denny Hamlin. I mean, he really took that personal. Just a lot of shit that was going on in this whole situation. And then Chase Elliott is involved and ruined his championship hopes. It was just complete chaos. Kyle Busch goes on and wins Phoenix, punching his ticket to the championship round. Here we are, season finale, and it's time to crown a champion. We are racing at Homestead for the Ford EcoBoost 400. Denny Hamlin is leading the race. The championship battle is between Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Mrucz Jr., and Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick takes the lead away from Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick wins stage 1. Kyle Larson is showing what he can do behind the wheel and riding the wall at Homestead. With that huge momentum coming off the corner, Kyle Larson edges Kevin Harvick and wins stage 2. Look at this epic shot of 3 drivers battling for the championship. Joey Logano is leading this race. Since I've been sort of hard on you Jimmy Johnson fans, I just wanted to take and appreciate what Jimmy Johnson has accomplished with Chad Knaus. And even though Lowe's and Chad Knaus are leaving, it's pretty damn cool seeing this paint scheme. I wonder if Truex is still sticking to his word about who's going to win the war. I just want to enlighten everybody who is watching this recap. As you're watching this between Truex and Joey Logano battling for the championship, I'm not trying to exaggerate, but Joey Logano got by Truex clean. And you see, Truex goes back and ends up passing Logano again. And when this accident happened, everybody thought it was on purpose, but you know, you be the judge. And I'm gonna break the news again. Joey Logano gets by Truex clean again and takes the lead in the championship. And Joey Logano puts at least a 2-second gap on Truex. And well, Truex, I hate to say it, but Joey Logano wins the damn war and becomes your 2018 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Shit!
Oh wow, y'all still here. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe for more if you want more of these NASCAR recap videos. Not too sure what other season I'm going to do next, but feel free to comment down below what season you think I should do next. You can also follow me on X at SmokeCarbon13. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads at NicholasCarbon13. I really appreciate the support and love. Love every single one of y'all, and just remember, stay gold.